G'day folks, welcome to Building Metals channel. I'm Toby and today I'm exploring out in one of my favourite goldfields across Australia, which is Maryborough. So Maryborough in Victoria, the real Maryborough. So out looking at some diggings here, and last year we were out here and came across an interesting looking Adit, but there was really heavy steel mesh across it. So we looked in there and the kids were really keen on getting in, but there was no way in. We just came back and just happened to cruise past today, and they've cut their way in. So it seems an excellent opportunity to go for a bit of an explore in there. And before anyone goes, oh, you cut it in yourself and you've been breaking into mines, we haven't. Have a look at the rust on that. So, yeah, it's a pretty cool mine. Quite a few of you will know where this is. There's still a bit of timbering. If you do know where it is, please don't put it up in the comments or anything, because I do try to avoid people coming into these sort of mines unless you've experienced and you have safety equipment with you. It's not a great idea. So I'm going to squeeze in there without cutting myself to ribbons on this mesh. Very carefully. This might be a bit wiggly footage. In fact, I'm going to turn the camera off and climb through. I'll be back. Okay, it was very, very sharp. Where's the lighting on this? There we go. Yeah, timbers of the LC caps. Right, squeeze in here. Now, if you do explore these mines, make sure you've got gas sniffers with you. Now look at this. There's a fault there. See that fault running down through there? And you've got these little quartz leaders running down, and then the fault's cut them off. Very tortured sort of country through here. There's pyrite in the decomposed pyrite in the wall, weathered pyrite. Lots and lots of iron. Yeah, beautiful that is. It's a good looking mine. A bit wet. I'm normally a bit cautious going into wet ground. Good echo in here. It's probably going to be terrible audio for quality. So, where does it go? Now along this ridge here there is actually one or two from memory, at least one decent sized reef that was mined reasonably heavily. Oh, there's a lot of water in the bottom here, the puddle. This would be a bad time to drop my phone. Roots hanging down from the top, so not very deep here. Oh, there's a bit of interesting, what's that ground? Yeah, it's quartz. Really broken up sort of quartz. Go a little bit further in. That's very muddy ground. Boots weigh a tonne already. Okay, there's a good looking reef. Look at that, super mineralised, like so much of the ground here. Dipping to the west. It's good looking stuff. Been chipped out a bit. There was a mining company doing a bit of work in here a few years ago, which would have been why there was a door on it, because they obviously don't want to take responsibility for anyone doing anything stupid. It's pretty looking ground. So they would have taken quite a few chips out. You can see the efflorescent crystals on the side there. If you go, all the salts crystallising out. There's some interesting looking stone. Lots and lots of little quartz leaders, heavily mineralised, iron-rich quartz leaders right through here. Another way. There is a little bit of a blind shaft or something there. Be very careful standing on that. But on this side, look up there. So that's where the Adit continues. I stand here and look straight up. There's a rise going up 4.5, 5 metres. There's been timbers all the way up there. Long gone. I know what they've been following. These slates. Hang on, we'll turn around. So that's back to the entrance. They've been following these slates. If I can back up a bit here. Oh, I'll have a closer look at that. Some sort of indicator maybe. Don't know. There was something here they liked. Anyhow. We'll keep going a bit further in. Those little flat quartz leaders. There's some sort of structure here that they've found. I obviously thought it was worth doing. Some of that's been dug in later times, I'd say. That's why there's a pile of stone here. It's modern mining company work or exploration company work. Got a candle in there. And there's more reef. A little bit more in there. It's not very far in. Well, it's 50, that sign said, didn't it? 50 metres mark it'd be. You see that, that's very, very interesting. So I don't know as much about the geology here as I do at home. But you do see a lot of these really interesting structures here that there's a little bit of a quartz make and then there's nothing. A lot of it is gold bearing here, which is why you find so many little patches of gold right through this district. This is Reef. It's not probably a good spot to stop, but I'm just going to stop here and have a quick look. That again, that's really heavily mineralised, fascinating looking reef. Really cool. Quartz is looking more interesting here. A bit of crosscut. Oh yeah, this is Reef. Dug through to there. We're mining this stuff. We turn to the right. We've got some timbering. It's falling over rocks here. Timbers are not in great nick, but there's still some in there. Just through here. Get through really carefully without a few slabs coming away. See, that's a slip. Oh. I thought that was snake skin, but it's not. It's a bubble wrap, weirdly enough. There's a little cross cut there I can't get to. Let's put a little bit of work in there. Obviously it wasn't what they were looking for. Just knowing that reef kind of peters out here to really not much. Back out here carefully so I don't damage any of the timber. There's a 70 metre mark. You still see, where are we? Yep, still see daylight there. It's definitely getting smaller. Yeah. Wee smidgen under 6 foot tall, it's a little squeezy. There's the 80 metre mark. Very red mineralised stuff again. Then here's some more. Here's stuff. Put a little rise in here. Ah, look at that. That pattern there. When you're in soft clay sort of ground and you fire high explosives, particularly really high speed stuff like dynamites and gelignites, you end up with that pattern. That's from a blast. It's a cool hole there. It's the end of a shot that's fired in harder rock. You can see the shadow pattern rather than the sort of balloon-shaped pattern. That's a bit squeezy. That's the end. They've kind of given up hope at this point, haven't they? They didn't care enough to make a nice hole. They've just dug either the end of their money, the end of their hopes, or end of their lease, or a combination of all of those things. So that's a really cool one. I've wondered what was in here for years. The mineralisation in that sparkly, I don't know, probably chlorite of some sort. A lot of these little shoots of quartz like that can have gold in. Not worth mining, but that's part of the reason it's so rich here, as I said before. Yeah, can't see much back there now. So that's pretty cool. Short mine, well worth seeing. So thank you for watching, folks. I'm going to head back down this way. Hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, we're going to have plenty more coming up soon. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I'll try to bring a whole lot of really interesting, varied content in the very near future. We're going to start doing a lot more work out in the bush. And yeah, hopefully find more fantastic sites like this. I always like that view for some reason. So, thank you for coming along on an adventure. I'll be back soon. Find heaps of gold. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.